Hi, my name's Nick. I'm from No Regrets Personal Training, and today I'm talking about strength training, or what I should really be saying, functional movements, especially for older adults. We have quite a lot of clients who are in their 70s, early 80s even, and they can move really, really well. And we also have quite a few that come to us that just starting that point and they move really, really poorly. And those people tend to avoid a lot of things later in life. Just normal activities like hanging out with their friends, going to shopping centres, or even changing their house because they can no longer walk up to the second story. So they start to change everything they want to do in life to accommodate their body's ageing process. Having a really good exercise program designed for you that's based around improving movements can significantly enhance your life, and you can do a lot of the things that you may be avoiding. So there's a lot of programs out there, by the way, that don't do that. They're just all about adding muscle, and adding muscle is great, but it must be adding muscle that adds movement or improves movements, and especially the things that most people lack, which is balance, flexibility, stability through their joints, and lastly it is the strength. So what we're going to show you today is a couple of sort of ordinary everyday movements that we would see a lot of older adults sort of struggle with, or develop back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, or hip problems, or just fear of falling over. We're going to show you how those movements look in real life, and then what the exercise that we would use to help that person become really good for that particular movement. So the first one we're going to show you is just the process of getting in and out of a car. Okay, so I've got Nathan here, one of our young guru trainers, and he's going to show us today what it looks like to get in and out of a car. And we're going to break it down into the movement so that when we go back into the gym, we're going to show you the exact exercises we would use that mimic this sort of movement, so we can enhance the skill of it. Alright, so we're going to have a look at Nathan, how he gets into the car. So where he is right now, he's moving into what we call a lateral lunge, or partly a squat, but he's moving laterally, which is sideways. So now he has to put all his weight over to his left side to get into his left leg. Now he's got to balance and bring his right leg into the car. So to do that movement, he required flexibility, balance, and some stability, all moving in a plane of motion, which is sideways, which is the least practiced movement in any gym environment. Now, believe it or not, most people make this harder if Nathan gets out of the car and grabs his bag. Most people usually have a bag or something in there, and you can see when he picks his bag up, he's into a movement where he's got to bend over and pick it up. Right, we call this a deadlift. Right, so now Nathan picks the bag up. Now when he gets into the car, he's going to try and put the bag onto his passenger seat. So he's going a lateral lunge, he's got to have to balance on one leg, now he's going to move it over, and now he's adding a twisting movement at the same time. So just pay attention to how he's done all of that. If he grabs that bag again, alright, so there's twist. Now he's going to twist over, and now he's going to step out to the side. Now he's going to have to balance on this right leg to bring that left leg out of the car. See that? Alright, so he's just done a sideways wood chop, balancing onto his right leg while moving sideways. So we're going to show what that looks like when we go back in the gym, and you'll see that's quite a complex exercise, but most people do this every day, several times, and think nothing of it. Alright, so if he has problems in his hips or his lower back, we really need to improve that, or otherwise he's going to have to change cars or not drive anymore. And that's usually what tends to happen with the older adults who haven't done anything about it, or go to see someone like a surgeon or something to try and repair them, when they could prevent it with exercise. It'd be so much cheaper and so much easier. Right, so we'll meet you back in the gym and we'll show the exercises. Okay, welcome back. Alright, so now we're in the gym and we're going to try and develop a series of exercises with Nathan here to improve his ability of getting into the car. So first things first, if I haven't seen Nathan or trained with him before, assuming that we've just developed a series of flexibility exercises, because flexibility is the biggest factor you need to work out first. For the sake of this video, we won't go into all that because we want to show you the movements as such. You can check out all the other articles we have and videos on flexibility later on. So first thing first, we're going to give Nathan a stick to hang on to, and he's going to balance on his right leg, because that was the leg he needed to balance on, his other right. Your other right leg. That's it. And he's going to balance on his right, and he's going to do the toe touch drill. And this is an exercise where Nathan's trying to develop moving in a circular motion, like a semicircle, keeping the balance on his right leg. Once he's got the idea of this, we can get rid of the stick. And now he's working out how to move sideways and in every direction, but keeping good balance and strength on his right leg. So we could take this one step further and do a series of lateral lunges or sideways lunges. So Nathan will lunge out to the side and load up his left leg. You could do it again. And then we could also go right if we wanted to as well. But remember when we were in the car and he had to reach over with his bag and put it on the passenger seat? So that movement we would call a twisting movement. So we need to enhance that movement. By the way, this is where most programs go wrong, because they think of muscles, and most people would try to develop some sort of exercise for his arms or his shoulders. The weight of the bag though wasn't that much. It was more the actual movement of twisting while he was seated and not on the move that's going to cause people problems. So we need to develop a movement that replicates twisting while he's on the move, while he's on the go. Right, so we're going to use a caving machine here as an example. There might be many others, but for the sake of the video we're just going to show you one. And Nathan's going to go into a stance where he's going to sort of move from feet together and stepping out into that left leg and twisting himself to reach over to put his bag onto the chair. So his legs are moving laterally or sideways, and now his torso has a twisting rotational movement to it. And if this would be just one, we would significantly try to change things and alter it as the person got better. But this just gives you an idea on where you want to start with a program that enhances how you move for everyday life. So stay tuned for the next one, because we're going to show you how we would use an exercise for gardening.